Hello and welcome once again to Third Action. I'm your host and lovely game master, Jason, and these are the same three escaped snake ladies that were here last week. What the fuck am I looking at? In the bottom middle, we have three smiley fingers playing Greshy, Ironroot, Dwarven Druid.
The sort of monster you might have in your pocket.
In the bottom left, we have Asher Ford, Human Ranger, played by Charlotte.
For a second, I thought I'd say my own name. You paused too long.
I did pause too long. I was thinking. I was trying to remember everyone's names. In the bottom right, what is your name? And the bottom right, we have Gunn, Shough, Human Champion of Erastil, played by Adam.
Evening.
And that's everybody, I think. Oh yeah, Will's here too.
Oh, I'm here. Hi. How's it going?
Oh, we're this supposed to be each party member. Damn.
That's
If
what
so,
I was
that was
saying.
good. Oh, okay. I did not paying attention
We
to
have
you guys.
Asher, and then we have Gunn, and then we have Greshy, who's just, always angry about everything.
Is it your middle finger?
It's kinda hard to
I hope
see.
it's your middle finger.
Actually, no, I actually gave Gunn the middle finger.
Ah, okay.
Oh no. I actually thought Greshy's eyes were closed and he was crying in his finger.
No, he's just angry about everything, as he always is.
So, welcome to episode 50. We made it to 50 already.
Woo!
Yay! So, last time on Third Action, our intrepid group of adventurers managed to defeat the dreaded, leader of the ogres, Jagrath Creel? I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Yes, Jagrath Creel. And sent Zanisha packing, at least. Not Zanisha, fuck, Lucretia. Damn these names.
I mean, we sent her packing too.
In a more permanent way. Yeah. Sorry, okay. You've defeated Jagrath Creel, you have pushed back Lucretia, and now the Fort Rannoch lies empty, as the ogres spill out, running in terror from your mighty prowess. And you all stand there, out on the battlements, the rain pouring all around you, as your comrades assemble in the yard.
There was
What would you guys like to do?
very first thing to do on my mind, which is to try and ponder what spell Lucretia used to get out of here.
Sure.
Recognize how far away that might take her,
Okay, that would be an Arcana check.
and I'll ask everyone if they know.
You can try and do an Arcana check as well. Maybe I can assist you.
Oh, sorry.
not very
Let me
good.
think about that. Actually, that might not be Arcana.
Nope.
If I have her character sheet, where is it?
I might have
Somewhere.
heard of this particular thing if it's Arcana.
Oh.
Got a 21.
If it matters, it would actually be a cult. If that changes your bonus at all.
It doesn't change my bonus at all.
Okay. In that case, this is a global spell. Let me confirm the spell level real quick. Is that it? Yes. Yes, that's the spell. You got a 21?
Yeah.
You're not sure.
Okay.
It's a spell more powerful than spells that you know.
Well, hopefully she went a long ways away.
I would hope so. Let's see here. You're looking pretty beat up, and as is everyone else. Are any of the
The men
black arrows around? Besides, I see Vale's
scatter
down there.
everyone down in the yard.
Yeah, so people are kind
you'd
of
like,
assembling into the yard at the moment. Let me put the rain back on if that works. And
Sure.
I'll start to go find everyone. But yeah, Vale is kind of picking himself up as the ogres flee the area. Actually, I believe so. Phelan and Caven are both still bleeding.
Caven are bleeding. Aye, that's why I was gonna go over and try and do something about that. Well, let me put myself back where I was if we're going back into initiative.
Sure. Well, it's basically your turn. Actually, no. Let's. Here, let's re-roll initiative with I guess Greshy medicine if you want as your initiative roll.
Sure, medicine check sounds fine.
And I guess
Oops.
I don't know if anybody else
That's
really
a
cares other than
25.
Caven, so
Sure. I'll join.
you can roll either medicine or perception.
Help take care of people.
That doesn't sound right at all.
I have a 24.
Oh, that wasn't my
Versus
die that showed up.
25.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah,
The 25
Asher
would be
27.
mine.
Okay. So that's Asher with a 27, Greshy 25, Gunn with a 24, Caven with a 13. Okay, so Asher, if you'd like to do anything.
All right, I'm going to continue to try and stop my sicken status.
Oh, yeah,
That's all
that's,
I'm going to be doing.
it's not great.
It's still an issue for me.
No.
So what do I roll? Is that a 20?
For that, I think you roll a d20, but let me confirm. That's second.
Okay.
It might be a fortitude save. It is a fortitude save.
Okay, let's fortitude.
That's against the DC of the
Da-da-da.
effect that sickened you this way.
26.
26 is not a success. It is a failure.
I'm still quite upset.
You can, you have 3 actions worth to do it with, so.
Oh,
You
I'm
keep
just going
trying.
to keep doing it 3 times.
Just keep trying to vomit.
26.
Another
We're
26.
doing really well.
Consistency is key here.
24. All right, I'm doing well.
All right, you're
No.
just, yeah, you're still just got this like numb pain in your arm. It just feels like that tingling. You're just like trying to stretch and do all sorts of like self massage to get the kinks out, but it's not working.
I look like an absolute fool.
Greshy.
All right, I will move over to Phelan.
At the end of Asher's turn, is there? Oh, you're not bleeding. Kaylin.
Asher's not bleeding now.
Aye,
Right,
just
right.
Caven and Phelan who are
Yeah.
not doing so well. Oh boy. But Caven looks worse, I think. So I'm actually going to head all the way over to Caven with my second action, and I'll spend the third action to battle medicine him. See if I can help bandage him up and keep him from not dying. Because that would
Wait,
be ideal.
Asher had like a psychic damage effect.
Yes, that ended.
That ended? Oh, cool.
That ends
yes,
the
I
sickness
believe
doesn't
so.
happen.
I think
Yeah.
we both ended our mental damage, Caven
Yes.
and
Yes, both of you ended your
Yes.
mental damage, but he did not end his sickened.
For some
Yeah,
reason,
or
I
his
thought those were
bleed.
tied together.
They're
We're
semi-tied together.
Let's see. Let's try and do...
As it turns
We'll
out,
try
if
and
you
do-
had removed the sickened, it would instantly remove the mental damage as well.
Ah, okay.
We'll try and do an expert level medicine check on Caven here real quick.
Okay, that's DC 20.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Alright,
a
that's-
30, so that's
that's a
critical
30, so-
success.
4d8 plus 10.
And that is 31 hit points back for Caven.
Okay, he goes from 20
Oh, and that's impressive.
to 51 hit points, and that fixes his bleed. He is no longer bleeding. He still seems a little bit out of it, but he's the wounds have been covered up as you wrap and bandage his arm and apply some quick salves to his body.
Trying to help him out there, and Phelan will just come up and hang out in the crowd here with the rest of us.
For a second there, I thought you might come to do me in.
Did you betray us? Do I need to?
He shakes his head.
He did not.
Then you're fine.
He just kind of sighs and
Is that the
Leans
last
back
of Greshy's actions?
Aye, that is.
Because
That's the last 3 years. All right, Gunn.
That conversation. I'm gonna move over there. And be like, what Greshy is, I think, trying to say is, good job. That's a very important step on your path. Are you okay?
I feel a bit odd, but I think I'll be fine.
Oh, I forgot about Phelan's bleed damage. Do you remember how much he had?
I do not recall. It would have been the standard, whatever it was. I think it was. I think it wasn't it like a 1d6 or 2d6 or something like that.
Who gave it to him? Do you remember?
It was Anisha.
It was Anisha did it. Okay.
Lucretia, whatever her name was.
Lucretia. Fuck, Lucretia. She did
I
it
did
from her.
I was doing so well.
It was from her dagger. Okay, I see it. Was he the one who got crit?
No, Caven got crit.
That was Caven. Okay, so Caven had a D12 bleed, but
Aye.
Phelan has D6 instead. So 5 points of bleed damage for Phelan,
Oh,
and
Phelan.
he'll
I'll get you
need
in a
to
minute.
do a D20.
Aye, D20 for Phelan. Maybe he just gets better all on his own. Let's see.
He shakes it off.
Flat check. It's only a 12, so
12. Okay. All right. Sorry to interrupt. Continue, Gunn.
no. Continue.
I have.
Greshy is
I'll
like
go
me
gather
tending
the
to
men.
Phelan.
I'll go gather the men up, see if there's any help we need.
See if we
need-
capture any of the Mulgars either. See if we can get some more
Yep.
information.
So then I've got enough movement left to go 40 feet back this way because
You could jump off if you wanted.
35. You're
I'm not-
saying you want it.
I'm saying if you want to jump off, I can help.
Sure, looks cool. Real cool.
I didn't even think about that. I was like, is he gonna throw Gun off? I don't know.
But actually, the limit of my movement is I can get to here.
Okay.
All right. Well, maybe next round.
Gunn makes his way over the edge as
Back-
Greshy
back to the
offers.
ramparts. No.
As Greshy offers a spell assistance. Caven is feeling fine now, so he'll kind of drop out of initiative order there. He doesn't really have anything to do. He's just kind of leaned up against the battlements and has kind of got an arm over the rocks and just letting the rain fall down over his face. Just seems exhausted. Asher.
My arm. I don't like this. Let's try again. Oh no, it's 25.
He keeps continuing.
25,
You're
not
saying
enough.
this nice
All
ring.
right, here we go. I'm gonna take a step over here. This is a wall, right?
That was the
Yeah, that's
problem.
a
You're in
wall.
the wrong spot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was in the wrong spot. I have to move.
so Asher
Let's
makes
try.
his way over
I'm
to the
gonna-
wall.
Slap it against the wall.
Alright.
That's
Oh no!
Asher. That's not how you. What are you doing?
My arm doesn't feel like anything. She did
Well-
something weird to it.
Hitting against the wall's not going to help.
It doesn't have any feeling. Trying to get the blood back.
Oh,
Yeah, so
God.
the 22 is not a success. Greshy.
I feel very unsuccessful right
All right, I'm going to do another expert medicine check, but this time on Phelan to help him recover a bit.
Alright, DC 20 again.
And that's a 32, so another critical success.
Yeah, that is a
8.
48 plus 10.
And that looks to be 26 for Phelan.
Alright. 26 points to the
Yes.
puppy. And that cures the bleed.
Excellent. And Caven, if you'd like, you can write on Phelan if you're not feeling up to it.
I might just go back to my room if everything's better.
Well, watch out for Ogredong. And I'll come over to Asher. Is there anything I can do? Can I do some sort of check to see if I can assist Asher with his arm situation so he doesn't break it trying to bang some set life into it?
That's a good question.
Maybe I can give him a nice little massage.
A friendly massage.
A friendly
Sure.
massage.
You can do, we'll call it an aid, right? Or wait, is first aid an actual thing?
Well, first aid is, but I'm not sure if it would apply to the sickened condition. That's
First aid lets you stabilize or stop bleeding. You know what? Sure. I would allow a it's 2 actions, medicine check, and if you beat the fortitude DC, it'll fix it.
I actually would not have enough actions to do that, so
Oh, okay.
None can help.
I
So you move
will
over
stand
it.
there and just criticize Asher for
Don't worry, Greshy, I can do it.
please stop hitting your arm against the wall.
I can do this, Greshy.
And
Okay. Gunn, it's your turn.
failing him. Gotta shift out of the way a bit.
So, I think I just figured out that Greshy was actually offering to cast a spell rather than telling me I should go jump off a castle.
No, I was
Oh.
offering to let you jump off a castle.
Right. Okay. Do that,
All right, well,
No.
jump.
and I'll jump off.
Whoa.
Okay, you just kind of vault over the battlements, and
As he does, I'll cast Featherfall in his direction.
okay, tiny wings just kind of sprout out of Gunn's back and help him glide down to the ground. And as he does so, the feathers just kind of fall off his back and dissolve. He lands in the mud.
Yep. And run over to Vale and check how he's doing. Does he appear to be
Hey, Gunn.
critically wounded?
Nah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, I've seen better days, but
We'll get
It
you
looks
taken
pretty
care of
bad.
Anyway. How are the rest of the men? Where are they?
I don't know. I was just inside. Killed about 3 more of them ogres before that one came through.
Well done. Man. All right. And this place here is still on fire?
Yes, it is still on fire. I can apply the fire.
And I'll look over to the gate. Is the fire lighting up enough that I can see the gate?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you can see the gate. The gate is wide open. Okay, so yes, the gate's wide open. The ogres who had been up top have now fled. It's pretty.
I kind of don't want to close the gate because if there is another ogre left, they'll just be trapped inside and then they'll have to fight. So I think letting them run away would be the smarter play in that situation. But I guess I'll spend the rest of my turn trying to find where the men are. And they were mostly outside. They're going to be coming in. So I'll start
Yes, they were
heading that
out
way.
in the field basically.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20.
Where
Yep.
are those
Like
men?
that. What the hell?
And I think I have probably another 4 rounds of enhanced movement on the activation that I did in the beginning of the last fight.
Okay.
Or in the middle of the last fight as we ran outside. So,
All right.
but that's as far as I can get this turn.
Asher.
Guess what I'm gonna do? Oh boy. Let's just roll it.
Try massaging.
29.
29 is actually what you needed.
I did it.
There you go.
You press your arm up against the wall, and with Greshy's advice, you try like massaging each of the muscles and just kind of do like some nice stretches using the wall as leverage, and eventually you get feeling back in your arm.
Hey, that helped. Thanks, Greshy.
Of course. Just try not breaking it next time. It does not.
Slap. I should have rolled to break my arm. What a check.
Only on a natural or critical failure. will
I
down,
actually
of
was thinking that. I was like, man, if I won this, Jason might make my arm break. Whoop. That's okay. We did it.
course. Right.
Oh, and now I don't know what to do with the rest of my turn because I've just been slapping my arm. I guess we should get down from here.
Well, at this point, I think since all of the dangerous
Kind of.
conditions are kind of dealt with, I think we can end initiative order.
Okay.
Oh.
It was mainly the bleed that I was
Mhm.
that could have caused problems if it was not dealt with. Okay. So yeah, what would you guys like to do? So, I guess Gunn was going to go look for the
I
others.
think maybe I'll try to get up the outer walls if there's a if there's a staircase on the back or an entrance inside the.
Yeah, to the south
gate
there's
area.
an entrance. At each of the gate towers, there's like a little entrance doorway inside.
Okay, I will find my way there and climb up to the outer battlements and see if I can assess the situation.
Okay, you try to get a good look out into the foggy, rain-filled area, and you don't see much other than trees. You catch some glimpses of some ogres fleeing, and after a few minutes, you eventually spot Jakardros and the other black arrows stepping out of the woods, cautiously. Making their way towards you. I just need to go find wherever the fuck their tokens are.
I'll call for them.
Okay, yeah, you call for them and they see you and come running over. Let's see. Is that
And
them?
direct
That's
them
them.
inside. I'll say, bring any wounded.
Just volunteer my services like that. I see how you are.
It's okay, I'll
I mean-
bandage them up, Greshy. I'm very good at that now.
If you're not interested, I will give it my
No,
best effort. But
I'll definitely be taking care of what I can here. Don't want to
Okay.
see if did we happen to catch any. Oh well, I can't talk to Gunn anyway since he's on the other side of the freaking fort here.
Alright, well, Jakardros, Kib, and the small army of black arrows make their
once
way.
I'm sure I've got them, I'll climb down the stairs and meet them down inside. And say, come this way. Are there any of them that look like they're uninjured? And
I mean, they're all various degrees of emaciated, and nobody looks that bloody.
Okay.
We managed to stay mostly in the woods. They, most everybody's got a few scrapes, but they'll be fine.
let's pick a few men to try to put the fire out.
Aye, it's probably for the best. And he starts splitting everybody up to go find barrels and things to fish out some water. There's a reeking, like a horrible smell coming from
Where's-
this pond here right behind you. It's just filled with shit, basically.
Poo-poo pond.
Jakardros, where's the vial that I gave you?
Oh,
The
right.
water.
He pulls it out and hands it to you.
Okay, I'll start using that to spray water on the fire. I'll say Greshy will be down. Greshy and the others will be down soon.
He
Let's jump
nods
like
and
Turn that on. Turn that on.
Let's
absolutely
not do
loud.
that. I do not suggest doing that, Asher. I really do not.
Wouldn't Asher be
Invincible.
mostly fine?
Asher
It's
actually
pretty
might be
high,
okay.
Isn't it? I
I
thought it
don't
was
know, like,
80.
I want to say it was 80 feet. Is
I
what
think I
it's
said
told.
80 feet, yeah.
I might
Well,
survive.
I mean,
How
it's
much
not-
damage do you get from a fall? Because I can do 20 feet. So it's minus whatever.
It's feet minus, feet divided by 2. So if it's 80 feet and you subtract 20 feet from it, that'd be 60
30.
divided by 2, so 30.
Hey, yeah, I could survive a cool jump. I don't know if I want to take 30 points of damage, though. I think I'm okay.
I'd rather you not. If you break your legs, I'm gonna have to fix that, and that's just gonna be a whole chore.
It's gonna be so. I can just slap him against the wall.
That
Easy.
that does
easy.
not fix broken.
Time to take the stairs.
Okay, Asher takes the stairs back.
And I'm gonna actually take the stairs. Oh no, wait. Okay. I'll come back out. Pretend I took the stairs.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you need not actually walk all the way there. They're 2 different maps. I have like 3 copies of this map. basically, for each floor.
All
I
the
realized
different
it when I
layers
got
and
to the
levels and such.
stairs. I was like, ah, shit. Okay, I'm down.
Okay, yeah, you can take your time to walk your way back down to the courtyard, where the others are all fighting this fire down here. And with the help of the rain and all the black arrows and Gunn spraying, how many uses does that decanter have, or is it endless?
It's endless. It's endless. Decanter of endless water.
So it's literally in the name, yeah.
Aye.
Okay, yeah, after about like 20 minutes of firefighting, you're able to get the fire down to manageable smoldering. Rainbow Cat's in the
I
chat.
have to say, you say geyser, and 15 gallons per round. Okay, that's not 15 gallons per 6 seconds, so
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty
150
good.
gallons a minute.
Aye.
So yeah, working together with the other rangers, you managed to, get all that fire dealt with. The building itself is pretty collapsed in on itself, though, and there are quite a few ogres still left in the wreckage, but they are all quite dead.
Whew.
As it was a 2-story building, and they had ogres on both floors. I'm just marking them with X's, but
Imagine
Eco
if you
terrorists.
walked into there.
I
without a
speak for the
fire.
trees, and they say you fucks need to burn.
Greshy with the fire elemental. That
Well.
spell was MVP of the
Turn-
week.
Turned out just as I was hoping it would, which is
Yep.
quite nice. I would actually like to go check out the boss man, Jagrath's body, see if he had any notes left on him from Lucretia, or in the room. On my way down. Where he is. There he is. There you are. You're all muted, Jason.
yes, I am muted. Hello. So Greshy makes his way back to the commander's room where Jagrath lies dead in the hallway. Dismount Phelan and approach the body.
Somehow they almost smell better when they're dead than when they're alive. I'm not sure how they do that.
And what would you like to do? Look at him?
Oh, I was just going to see if there are any notes on that Lucretia might have left as far as where she decided to just vanish to. She's going to be like that.
What are you're searching?
I mean, if he's got anything good on him as well.
Search the
Him and in the room itself as well, if I can get past his big bloated corpse.
Yeah, you can climb over his body. He is taking up the doorway, but
Yeah,
it's
he
not
would be.
too hard to get past. As far as stuff that's on him, he doesn't actually have much. He does have this massive ogre hook that seems to have some pretty intense-looking runes carved into it, as well as what appears to be like a name etched in Jotun. And it is Skullbreaker. Appears to be the name of this weapon.
Oh, fabulous. I'll have to take a look at that. I will put that aside for now, but we'll carry that on with us, I suppose. And anything that looks Lucretia-ish?
In the
Papers,
room?
writing.
Yep. Let me check for you.
We can check out this chest while we're at it, I suppose.
Yeah, so you step into the commander's room. There's a few bottles of wine kind of scattered about the room. Let's see if I can give you some more detail on that.
intact wine bottles.
I doubt it.
I'm just taking notes.
Let's drink.
Let's see. Confirm that's the right room. Yeah, okay. So the room itself is decorated along the walls with very finely crafted long swords, a few stuffed animal heads, as well as a map of the Hook Mountain area. There's a large oak table right here in the room, with a few chairs that have been smashed to splinters, and the immense bed has been similarly, it looks pretty broken in. There's an open cabinet at the far end of the along one wall that has been opened, and you can see some of the bottles. There's one kind of smashed bottle in there, and the rest of the bottles seem to be kind of scattered about the room. None of them look to be filled any longer. Let's see.
Fair enough.
Give me a perception check.
Sure. That would be this button right here. That is a 30 total.
30. Okay. While you're looking at the wine cabinet, you notice that there's actually a on the bottom, I guess, panel of wood. There's actually like a very small latch that looks like it hasn't been opened.
Oh, well, let's take a gander, see what's hiding inside there.
Okay. You undo the latch, pop it open. Inside, you find a flat wooden coffer, a pair of soft green leather boots, and a tiny jewelry box.
All right. Well, I'll shove all of that into the bag of holding for now. We can take a look at it later.
Okay.
Taken
Is-
from the black.
Do the coffer and the box, do they look ornate at all? Or are they just kind of more plain decoration?
The coffer seems to have some parchments inside. Looks pretty ornate, yes.
Okay.
What was the other question?
Oh, I was just checking to see. I was trying to determine whether they might have belonged to Lucretia or if they were actually belonging to whoever lived here before.
I see.
And I imagine Lucretia would be into something a bit more fancy.
Sure. Yeah, it's a nice coffer, but nothing
Seems
too
like she was
fancy, I suppose.
set up downstairs and Jagrath was in here.
Just wasn't sure how they were passing notes and that sort of thing. We still have to go through the letters and such.
Yep.
That you pulled, but we'll do that in a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
once we get
the
everybody
jewelry
sorted.
box is also closed. You haven't looked in there yet, and the boots seem to be some kind of nice boots. They're pretty muddy, but they otherwise look like they're of good make. They're pretty well used.
All right. Well, everything into the bag. If I don't see anything else that would tell me where she might have gotten to, then we'll also grab that big ol' meat hook thing, shove that in the bag, and we're going to make our way down to help out with the others.
Okay. Yeah, you check out this chest too, and there's nothing in there but old clothes. Looks like a man's clothes.
Right, commander's room. That makes sense then. Jewelry box.
So the general plan here would be get the fire out, that's done. Get everybody healed as much as we can. Secure the fort. So sweep it for ogres and close all the gates. Take inventory of any supplies that are left for the black arrows. To keep us going for a while in here. Send someone for
Shalelu.
and the other. Didn't someone else stay behind?
No,
Nope.
Shalelu, she was keeping an eye on the egg
she's
and
keeping
the
an eye on the egg.
horses.
She's
And the
quietly
horses.
sitting with the eggs.
Send someone
He's
for
egg sitting
Shalelu,
first.
the egg, and the horses. And then maybe we can relax. Although, number 6 on the list, figure out if we can whether what's her name, Lucretia, is able to just pop back in on us tonight or tomorrow or anything, if there's anything we can do about it. So we need we're gonna need round the clock watches probably, because they might come back right away if she gets them rallied, or she might try to assassinate us.
I'd be surprised if she showed up today.
Sure.
We beat her pretty good.
Yeah, that's
Tomorrow might be
more
a
of a
different
tomorrow
story.
concern.
Mm-hmm.
But anything we can figure out about how to take care of that the sooner we can start, the better, because otherwise we're vulnerable. If she's able to just teleport inside at will, then we're
That's going to be a problem.
vulnerable.
I mean, sort of.
Maybe the fort had some kind of protections we can figure out how to engage.
So I assume this Greshy. I assume you're coming down to.
I would have come out by
So
now.
first step.
Yeah, so you guys are having this conversation all together
Yeah,
in
with
the yard.
Jakardros and Vale and everyone. We'll ask them to gather up the men who need healing.
All right, I can do that. Oh. He just kind of does like a roll call through the Black Arrows who are here, to see which of them needs healing. They're all hurt about the same amount. Depends on how much you want to heal them.
I could take an hour to just do some mending on some folk. Not much issue.
Well, we can maybe set up, if that's what it comes to, we can maybe set up a like an infirmary.
That would probably be better. I don't know
Inside.
how many more healing supplies they're going to have around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use up a lot of them, just trying to keep them from falling apart here. But it can work.
We'll first let everyone know that Jagrath is dead and Lucretia escaped by magic. Barely. And the fort is theirs again.
Jakardros just kind of lets out a big sigh and looks up at the fort in the rain. Thank you all for helping us with this. You don't know how much this place means to us. To every one of us. And the other
Sorry
Black
for burning down
Arrows
your
kind of
barracks.
nobody lived in there anyway.
I'm not sorry for burning down your barracks then.
Vale just kind of laughs.
There's room for better things there.
The architect always did say it was a bit of a mistake, building that thing. Always said it was a death trap waiting to happen. Just kind of shrugs.
Here it is.
Fair.
I think he was right.
All right. Who needs to get mended up a bit? Let me see what I can do.
Here, I can show you to the infirmary that we have. Maybe
Excellent.
there's still some supplies there. And Jakardros and Greshy and Kib and basically everybody.
Yep.
To
Make
the
their way.
infirmary.
Let's leave 2 men to watch each of the 2 gates,
So 4 people.
and then we'll
Okay.
We'll rotate them.
we'll rotate them out.
Okay. Whoa.
And best if they can close the gates.
Sure. Yeah, so the southern gate is easy enough to close and get some guards out watching. The northern gate is still damaged from the ogre's initial attack, and it is blocked off with some rubble. So it's closed enough. They
right.
didn't seem to flee through that gate, but put up 2 watchmen over there at the towers as well.
Awesome.
Here, I'll just go ahead and change it.
So are
to,
there in fact 8 black arrows that are unnamed, or But these guys represent
yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 black arrows plus Caven, Jakardros, and Vale.
Is that how many we started with and rescued from the?
Believe so.
Yep.
8?
No one has
There were
died.
4 cells and 2 in each.
Yeah, if you confirm with
Okay,
Jakardros, he says that no one's died.
That is a Halloween miracle.
Halloween. 0% mortality rate.
I mean, I think we're a bit past, I'll say, all that day, but...
It's an S rank clear. Maybe an A rank clear.
A rank, she got away, but
Yeah.
next time.
You were like 2 points shy of an A rank, or S rank.
Damn it.
And we gotta redo the whole stage.
Reload the level.
Move on.
Starts back again. Let's take this from the top.
We move forward because we love being average.
You just have to do
A
better
for
in New
average.
Game Plus.
Alright,
Okay.
well...
Yeah, so you make your way over to the infirmary. If you want to roll some checks to heal people, can do. The infirmary itself is pretty messed up, but the black arrows help you kind of clean it out. There's signs of some gnarly-looking experiments in here on some other black arrows. It's pretty gross.
Well, as a master in medicine, I'm just going to start working them out, trying to bandage them up as best I can.
Okay.
Internet
You
high
can-
five. Or cat.
We'll do expert medicine checks for them, but I can target up to 4 targets with this.
Okay. So we'll do the first 4.
Ooh.
That's a natural 20, so a total of 39. I think that succeeds.
Okay, so just roll 148 plus 10 for a stack of 4.
Not terrible. 26.
All right. Each of them gets 26 points of healing, putting them all back to full.
Excellent.
All right, that's 4 of the rangers.
And we'll do our next check. That's a 38, which is not a natural 20, but very close.
I'm so disappointed.
But I think it's still a critical on a
It better be.
DC-20. Yeah. So you get the other 4 back up to full. They'd have to go trade places with that stack.
Thanks.
Yeah.
37 hit
38.
points.
37, yeah.
I would like to say that I'm on fire, but that just means now that the fire's out, I'm just going to be rolling shite the moment we leave this fart. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
You healed the weak baby NPCs. All right, now you've got Jakardros is basically fine. So you kind of have Vale. You already did Caven, right?
I can still heal Caven if
you
he
still
needs some
can?
more.
Okay. It's battle medicine, that
which
you
is
can
battle
only- okay.
combat only, basically. But
What about
so that-
Kiv?
Kiv is also fine.
Are these
Yeah.
10-minute heals?
aye, each of these is 10 minutes.
All
So
right,
that's
well, every-
20 minutes total.
Every 10 minutes I can give somebody a
Well, if you want to
jolt
do
as
like
well.
2 heals, then it's just I think 1 or 2 more.
I'll take, if I can, 1 or 2 of those men up to the chapel, and we'll see if we can't like dismantle this chapel to an evil god that the dude directed at defending me. And
sure.
that'll be part of my. I'll meditate while we're doing that. That'll be part of my meditation.
Okay. So you
Devotion
make
there.
your way up to the desecrated chapel,
Mm-hmm.
which I will get us over to. Wee. Okay. So Gunn and 2 of the men set to work dismantling the
Broken.
broken altar
Or
and removing the dead bodies and strange fetishes. Give me a religion check.
Okay. There we go. A nat 1. You know
Total
what?
14.
I think a hero point would be in order. If,
All right.
You're sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
That's my one for today. Making it a 24.
All right.
Yes.
24 is better. So you
Fatal at the
the one task that you're supposed to succeed at.
yeah. Today.
Okay.
I had
So
one job.
yeah. Okay. So you and the two black arrows managed to clean up the space. While you also kind of set to work like rearranging the altar for more appropriate reverence of Erastil. And as you're doing so, you're taking a look at the what was here, everything that was all set up, and it's all very familiar to you. It has lots of telltale signs of Lamashtu's handiwork. It seems to have been converted by the ogres into a shrine to Lamashtu.
So anything that's got that kind of corruption or has been defaced for that end, we'll just haul it all out and probably chuck it over the battlements.
Yep. Seems good. So yeah, it takes you about 20 minutes probably to go through that process. But
Okay.
you get it certainly in a much better working order. The benches are still a bit broken, they'll need to repair those, but your hard work pays off, and the shrine is feeling a little bit more holy.
All right. I'm gonna start meditating as long as Greshy's still doing that. I'll be in here. I'll tell them, send some people up here as well who need healing.
Okay.
Yes.
Out of the four of you guys, so I think only Asher, Greshy, Vale, Caven, Phelan, and Gunn are the currently injured ones. So the main party
Aye.
plus Caven and Vale.
Well, I would send Caven in to go help Gunn then.
I should have brought Caven to begin with. Dang it.
Well, I'll send him now.
There you
Because, to be perfectly honest, if you're going to get redemption, you're going to get it from him, not from me. So,
Okay. Caven comes up then to sort of help you out with the cleanup, but he's looking pretty downcast the whole time. It seems just kind of generally conflicted. But yeah, if you would like to heal him, you can do so.
I will. Every time Greshy makes a 10-minute heal check, I'll just add
aye.
30 hit points to myself and Caven in turn until he's healed up.
I'll work on the four of us here real quick.
Okay.
That's an expert level. Now it's an 18 on the die for 37 total.
Okay, so that's another
Critical success.
Yeah, another critical success. Fire hasn't been put out yet.
25 hit points back for the four of us.
go. Yeah.
5.
Thank you, Greshy.
Oh, sure thing, Asher. How you feeling?
Oh, my arm feels good. My body feels good. My soul, I guess, feels good.
You suppose?
I suppose. I don't think souls feel much of anything, but I'll say it does. The thing people say.
No, lots of people who would disagree with you on the souls feeling things, but
It's okay to disagree. It
I
is
thought
a
that was
rich...
the point.
that's
It's
true.
a rich rainbow of life, Greshy.
This is true, and you haven't seemed to be much for the religious thing. So
So I guess while you guys
That
are
makes
doing
sense.
that, Jakardros will take one of the black arrows and head out to go get Shalala.
be careful with the egg.
Be careful with the egg. Yep.
Thank you. And good work.
You too.
You too, buddy.
Just a little thumbs up.
This is awkward, like.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do?
Greshy. Are you a religious man, Greshy?
I suppose.
Just out of curiosity, since you brought up religion.
Well, I've no hatred for the gods nor love, but Abadar looked down favorably upon me before, so I pay him homage.
So you're an Abadarian? I don't know what they're called.
Abadarian.
Abadarian. So yeah, what? Abadar and Erastil.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Sometimes I forget there could be many different ones.
Turns out there's quite a few, and some of them are nicer than others. Erastil seems to be a pleasant enough fellow. Gosra doesn't care one way or another, but watches over things in the wilds anyway.
Put them all in a party together.
Did you say Gozer?
Gosra?
Goes.
Oh.
Gosra.
Gosra.
Yeah,
Gosra?
Gosra is a neutral god of kind of nature and animals and stuff.
Okay.
And
The wilds.
fire, maybe?
I believe it applies to all the elements in general, so it would apply to fire and all
Yeah,
that sort of thing
could
as well.
imagine.
Alright. Just don't.
Not a huge expert on Gosra. I know goblins like him.
Oh,
But he's pretty
being
neutral.
he just tries to keep an eye on things and seems reasonable too. But who watches out for Asher?
Watches out for me. Asher watches out for Asher. That's it. That's what he said.
That's fair.
Any more heal checks to get done?
No, that was the last one that I was intending to do. I could continue, but don't see any reason to. I think everyone's doing pretty well overall.
All right. Well then, I'll wait another. I'll do another one and get Cave on one blast of 30 hit points. See if that makes him mostly better.
Yeah, that's... if that was 2... How many blasts was that total? 2? Or 1?
One for me, one for him.
Okay.
So far.
So yeah, he's like a bit over half. But seems like he's
Okay.
doing
Then
okay.
we'll probably do another one for each of us. So that's another 20 minutes.
Okay.
Asher and Greshy just are debating about faith
We're
here in the courtyard while the water pours down upon them from the skies.
Well, you guys are technically you were in the infirmary at the time. You could go
Oh,
out
that's
into
fair.
the courtyard if you want.
We
I
have
just
a nice stroll together.
Sure, we can just kind of walk around and take a look. While we're walking around, while we're talking, we're gonna look around and see if there's any stragglers hiding around. We're kind of
that was
scouting
my
around.
idea.
Okay, yeah. While you guys are doing that, Vale and the last of the Black Arrow scouts is gonna basically go through the keep and pull out the bodies.
Did you get Vale any healing?
I did.
Okay.
He was included since you were absent. So.
Okay.
He's doing a bit better at least.
Yeah, so I guess as you guys are doing your little stroll outside, you come across the outdoor cooking area. It's a pretty horrid sight. There are bodies stuffed into the oven. There are also human bodies skewered along these roasting hooks. And a big pot of unknown stew that's currently filled with rainwater now.
Sure,
sort of
please do not
overflowing.
touch that.
Oh my goodness, it's gross water. Delicious. No, I have an inkling of what's in there, and I don't want to touch that.
I'm going to start digging into my bag and pulling out rations for a few people. As well, once I've done that, I'm going to sit here and start casting a spell.
Oh.
And we're going to, in an hour or so, create some food for a few folk.
Should we get rid of
Maybe
the bodies?
let's do the food somewhere else.
The cor-
You know, that's actually a fair point. Unless somebody wants to clean out while I'm casting the
I'll
spell, it'll
clean.
take a bit. It's going to take me an hour, so if you don't mind, Asher.
Time to clean the
Well.
bodies.
My first thought is maybe tomorrow we could find a place in the crypts where we could make a mass grave, but still in the Black Arrow crypts. Like maybe there's another chamber down
if you talk to Caven or the other Black Arrows about it,
I would.
we have a. I don't think we've used that graveyard in a long time. Most of our graves are out a bit further from here, down to the south. We could certainly take the bodies there.
That sounds like a good idea.
I don't know which person that is, but it's one of them. It's maybe Caven. I can't stick with these accents. It's hard.
It's fine.
I'm no Matt Mercer.
Seems like a maybe tomorrow task, though. Because it's pretty late now, right?
What time? Can we play the what time is it game?
I mean, what time
It's
is
been
it?
about an hour. It's been probably about an hour since we started busting in here.
But that all started in the morning, didn't it?
I thought so, because it's been raining all day, so I thought we started in the morning since it didn't really
Yeah.
matter morning versus night.
Yeah, I think you came in the morning, so I think it's only maybe around noon.
Okay.
Lunch.
Still plenty of
All
day
right,
to
then
go.
that is a today sort of problem. Okay, well, if we can
Yeah.
sweep the whole grounds for stragglers, and we've secured everything, then the next step would probably be to, clean up both the Black Arrow corpses and the Ogre corpses, bit by bit.
Okay.
Find some carts.
Yep, they've got a couple of carts in the old over next to the old stables that they can pull out and use. Still might require a couple of trips, but kind of get those going in parallel as you like fill up the cart with some bodies, and some people drag them out to the graveyard and bring them back, or bring the carts back and pile on more bodies and bring them back. Same thing with clearing out the big lake over here in the south that nobody's standing here, so we can't see. Not the shit lake, but the dead lake where all the eagle
lake.
bodies were.
Oh, the other
waterfall.
the other shit
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. So
Let's
taking
see,
out
how
the
do we-
eagle
how do we
bodies.
clean out the shit lake here?
Mm,
Could we just dig a trench and then blast it out with the decanter?
That's what I was thinking, like, spray out the pool.
There is, so the lake at this. If we move somebody over there, I could actually see it. I'm gonna move Gunn. Or Greshy, yeah. There's actually a sewer grate over here.
Oh.
If the shit lake is one you want to clear out. So yeah, you could certainly blast this with the decanter, and just push it all through. It'd go into the river proper, but it would eventually end up somewhere.
That sounds like the best solution to me.
It's someone downriver's problem. Gets there.
But yeah, you can certainly take some time doing that. Same thing, yeah, with the pond of dead bodies and blood. You can clear that out as well. And eventually Shalelu and Jakardros and company will all show up and assist with further cleanup duties. You managed to get all of the bodies and body parts out of the kitchen, so that Greshy can lay out some food and do a create food and water spell.
correct. Just food, unfortunately.
Okay, food. Okay.
But we've got the decanter, so I think we'll be okay
We have shit
without the water.
Yep.
So I got a 20 and a 1 on that roll. Not bad.
Nice.
Cool.
I don't know why it rolls 2d20 for that, but
So there's some hidden rolls under that might happen automatically even if they're not visible. So maybe that's what's going on the character sheet, but whatever. Yeah, so you managed to create food for how many people does that?
6 people at this level, so that's why I've got 3 more rations for a few more folk, and hopefully somebody else has some other food. Otherwise, well, people are gonna have to share.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean,
we can find
Shalelu.
some rations left in the storerooms.
Yeah, you guys check the storerooms, and they're all cleaned out. The ogres got to all of them.
That's what I was
But
afraid of.
Shalelu does.
Then-
When Shalelu arrives, she has some extra rations
Okay.
with her.
There's also the supply room in the caves might have had something other than weapons and arms.
It did not. It was
didn't?
just weapons and arms.
Okay.
With Shalelu's rations, you've got enough to feed everyone.
For today, at least.
For
Unfortunately,
today.
I don't have anything for tomorrow, but
we can go.
But you'll need
Other
to
than that, we
probably
can
need to send
send some
someone back
folks.
to town to the next day to grab some food.
well, I imagine we'd be heading back to town as well, just to recoup and try and figure out our next steps. So we could escort them at least.
Yes and no. I don't know. We might want to stay here for a while.
Unless you've got a better idea on where this Lucretia lady went, I don't feel good about her being out in the wild and just waiting to see if she shows back up.
By staying here for a while, I mean make this our base of operations while we try and figure out where to go and what we have to go on. Maybe
The
we'll go
other
back
reason
and
I was
forth
thinking-
between here and the town, but
The other reason I was thinking about going back to town is there is the shipwreck that she left
That's
behind.
true.
And I'm wondering if there might be something that she intentionally sank that might give us some more information.
yeah, maybe we could get to the boat.
And we can always come back.
It's all probably all rotted. I think she just sank it to kill everyone.
That's entirely possible, but I don't know where she would have gone. And again, I don't think she's done. And I don't feel comfortable waiting to see what happens next.
Could I think about the spell? I have a cult.
Sorry, the spell that she used to get away?
Yeah.
Sure. Occultism. Be the check.
How many? I want to use my fate points for my check.
I asked Asher. I asked this morning everyone to tell me if they know what it is, and Asher
To
kinda
pay attention to
figures
my
it out.
arm hurt. I have a
Like-
29.
4 hours later, get an
That's what
29
I
with
want.
using the fate points. Yes, that was Dimension Door. You're guessing she probably upcast that to a higher level, which allows her to go, I think, a mile away.
Believe so, I. Something very unfortunate.
A mile away, slithering around in the woods alone. Some kind of jerk.
That's actually kind of good, because that means she's probably not going to get anywhere where she's going to be safe for today and then launch a new attack tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm like, the best she could do is like sleep and cast it again and go another mile and sleep
Right.
and cast it again.
She could also slither. She does have snut, snass.
Snap. She slithers with her snap.
She's very snotty. I'm sure she can figure out a good way to get around. So
But I don't know, like, unless she has friends in the town,
Yep.
she's pretty much hoofing it.
mhm.
Okay, then we probably need to. Yeah, as long as she didn't just like poof out and appear 100 miles away in her second favorite chair. You know.
We can also go through the papers that we found
Yeah.
and see if there's any other hints as far as where she might have decided to go off to.
Yeah. But
Oh, speaking
you're
of,
right, we can definitely start mobilizing to try and track her down if she's still in the area.
and at this point, I'd start pulling out the things I found in the commander's room.
Oh, yeah. like,
I
what
found this
papers?
little coffer here, and then there's this jewelry box I found. I originally was thinking that might have been Lucretia's, but I'm not sure about that anymore.
Could be
and
the
also-
commanders.
It might have been Commander's. There's also this boots. These are some nice boots. A little muddy, but I can clean that up a bit. And then this giant, and I'll pull out the big old hook, which has some sort of magic going on it. But I don't know what it does yet. I haven't taken a look. I just grabbed it. Skullbreaker is its name, by the way, in case you want to know.
Quick
Have you
identify.
opened the jewelry box?
Oh no, I just
Oh.
grabbed them. I wanted to come down and help, but I also wanted to see if we could figure out where she went in case we need to chase her down sooner.
I see.
Didn't find anything obvious.
I'd like to take a look at those boots, I suppose. Do you think there's anything special about them? They were in a secret place?
They were in a secretive place, and they're quite nice. They're rather soft.
Do you have detect magic?
Do I have it prepared? It's the question. Let me check and see if I actually prepared that today. I did. Let me ping the boots and see if there's any fancy magics about them.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Shebang.
So you pass your hands over the boots. You get a faint abjuration and transmutation aura from them.
Abjuration, transmutation. Interesting.
Yeah, they are definitely magical.
I'll try a quick identify with whatever skill you tell me I can use. Religion would be best, but...
Yeah, religion is what you'd use for this.
And that is a total of 19.
19. You're not sure.
Okay.
It definitely confers some kind of benefit to the wearer. That you're not really sure. There's signs of mud and stuff tracked onto it, but.
Well, if we pass them here, Gunn, I'll see if I can take a little bit more time to figure out what they do. But we've also got the hook, and if you want to look and see what's in the coffer in the box there, anything gives us a hint. Would I do religion as well, or would I do arcana?
I mean, you can do whichever spellcasting thing you're best at.
That would be nature. Let's do some nature checking. Yay! That's a 32 total.
32. That actually kind of makes sense given what these are. These are boots of the mire. They are boots that I can give you it's a unique item, this adventure. But they allow you to walk on water in swampy environments, as long as the water is not deeper than about 5 feet. They basically allow you to walk through swampy terrain in mud at no cost to your speed. And you don't leave any tracks or signs of your passage as long as you're in swampy terrain. You never become uncomfortable or wet from rain, fog, or any other forms of non-freezing precipitation. Yeah. So they're swamp walking boots, basically.
Swamp boots. These are boots made for swamping, and that's just what they'll do.
They're let's throw them in the pot.
Anybody wants these, they're there. In the meantime, did you find anything in the jewelry box there?
Did I? Can I even open it?
Well,
yeah.
I'll take a look at the ogre hook.
Sure. You can try and identify the ogre hook, and if Asher is opening up you're opening up the jewelry box.
I think so. If that's what we have.
Sure. There's a jewelry box and a coffer.
Yeah, I'll do the jewelry box.
Okay. You open up the jewelry box, and inside is a silver locket on a chain.
Locket.
Yeah, and if you open up the locket, you just pop that open. There's a lock of silky golden hair. And if you want, you can give me a nature check.
That explains where all my hair went.
It's Greshy's hair. 30.
Look at the hair.
30, holy shit. In
What
your
hair is this?
Tell me. You just stare at the hair. Who do you belong to?
the sparkly unnatural sheen marks it as that of a nymph.
Oh my god.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. What does that mean?
It's a type of beautiful woman fae creature that is kind of like a nature spirit, sort of.
Is it?
I just feel like, why is this in a locket?
Is this
Is
part
this
of
a common thing?
item? Is this a thing that a locket with a nymph hair?
No, it's a normal looking locket and a lock of nymph hair inside.
This was in the commander's room?
Yeah, he must have had some.
Someone likes nymphs.
Apparently getting something on the side there.
Yeah.
Well, nymphs are very pretty.
They are, and more importantly, if
Nice.
if this nymph was willing to give up hair, that usually means it's a positive relationship and not just nymphs playing games. They do that a bit, but Interesting.
Oh. Well, if it was
Ogre
the
Hook?
commander's.
Sorry, Ogre Hook,
dead.
you got a
There's
23 on it.
23. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Oh, interesting.
I'm assuming it's a large-sized weapon, so we probably won't be able to use it directly.
Yeah, it is a large-sized weapon, but it does have multiple runes engraved on it. Let's see what kind of... which ones you actually know. And where his actual stat block is, so I can... do that.
Or complicated real quick.
Cool. I'll just do all of them all at once. Yoink. There it is. Sorry. Just trying to find the...
No worries.
that is... it has a... It seems to have some really strong potency rune on it. Stronger than your +1, certainly.
Okay.
You're not sure what the second rune is. It has a striking rune on it. And the last one seems to be Human's Bane.
Ooh.
All right. That's the one that I know for some reason.
Yes.
Turns out Gunn has some secret issues that we didn't know about.
It's a Bane rune specifically attuned to... You're like, what's this word, Greshy? And because it's like written in Yotun, and he's like, human, and you're like, oh, that means human Bane. Or human killer, or human slayer.
That's my favorite type of weapon, says Gunn.
So versus humans, it deals 1 persistent bleed damage, and makes them do a Fortitude save, DC 25, or become sickened. Yeah, after which they're immune for an hour.
Fun.
Yeah.
But there are 2 runes on it you're not sure of.
And one of them is the potency.
Yeah.
The other one.
I mean, that you can probably guess is a +2. Is a +2 potency rune.
I can guess.
The other rune is some other property rune, but you're not sure what it is.
All right.
That's pretty cool.
That is. Well, we can try transfer them off at some other time. Not sure if we're going to get a whole lot of use out of Human's Bane. But...
No, that seems like one of those that'll be hard to market.
For fighting humans.
Unless we wanted to give those over to the goblins, but I feel like that would be counterproductive for Sandpoint. So maybe not.
Yeah, you could find a market, but we wouldn't want to. You're right.
Markets we don't intend to support.
What else was on my to-do list?
There is this flat wooden coffer here to check. And then beyond that, we've cleared out a lot of things. We're setting up for the night. Got some food in everyone's stomachs. We've brought back... Wait, where's Shilelu?
She would have arrived by now. I'm not looking at the map right now, but I can...
No, I was...
Yeah, she's here.
Alright. Well, we've got your egg back there, I suppose. Thank you again for watching that, Shilelu.
No problem. I missed a lot of action, it looks like.
Yes.
Could say.
Lots of things happened. Lots of ogres. People died. People
Well,
lived.
I'm glad that you all came out of it relatively unscathed, friends.
Yes, me too.
Lucretia escaped, but it seems she might still be nearby. Probably
I
fleeing.
can hunt her.
You could track her if we had a starting point.
I guess. I could just wander out into the wilderness tracking a snake lady who's probably on her feet. I don't know, unless she
It's not
slithers.
a bad
with it.
idea.
Not sure if she'd prefer to travel by foot or by snout.
Well, look for both.
Snot?
Her
Whichever the word is.
snass.
That's not a
Snass.
bad idea. We could have Asher just sort of like spiral out.
We could do that. Do we have time? Do we have the energy?
Yeah.
I always have the energy for doing ranger activities, Greshy.
My apologies for doubting your endless energy there, Asher.
I will sprint around the forest like an idiot.
We've got a whole bunch of rangers now. We could, if we wanted, we could all split up and try and see if we can find her.
Why not? We have a day.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll go do it. I mean, you guys can do something else. I could just ranger fart.
I mean, I'm just tuckered as...
Yeah. Well, let's you and me stick around here and continue with the...
Trying to clean things up.
Yeah.
I will do that, and Asher can lead the rangers off and try and see if this Lucretia lady is still around.
Let's look at those papers that are in the coffer before we before Asher
Before we
goes.
split up.
Yeah.
Well, there's the papers in the coffer, then there's the stuff from the desk that we stole.
We can offer Asher to use the boots of the mire for this specific expedition.
Ooh. I can flop around. What am my current boots are just fast boots. So I'm slightly quicker with the boots I have, but I could go through swamps easier.
And it's a bit swampy around, isn't
swampy out with all the constant rain.
And leave no tracks of my swampy shoes.
True. She'd never see you coming.
Well, she'd see me coming, but not leaving. She wouldn't know where I was going.
Touche.
Yes. Okay.
That's yes. Correct.
Where did Shillelagh go? There she is. Okay.
Touche is Marvin for yes.
Yeah, I imagine you guys are all kind of in the war room.
Yeah, that's
upstairs.
a good place to do all this.
That'll work.
Over there.
By the way, I don't suppose this fort has any kind of magical wards against teleportation or anything like that.
At this point, I wish it did. You don't know how to make that sort of thing, do you, Gunn? This is Jakardros.
Not.
Well, maybe we'll have to see about hiring somebody for it. It used to be all we had to deal with was ogres. Now we have to deal with teleporting snake ladies, too.
They're not exactly common, but this one in particular seems it's going to be a pest. Let's check the papers in that coffer. I'm guessing it might be some scrolls.
Yeah, so there seems to be some parchments, kind of stacked inside the this coffer. They're fairly new-ish, like they're not like yellowed with age or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of flip through them. They appear to be beautifully written love sonnets. And as you're kind of flipping through them, they're all dedicated to someone named Myriana. 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 One sonnet reads that she is so beautiful that the moon itself was blinded when it spied her dancing on the tarn. And another says that she is the truest grace to know White Willow's soft embrace.
Jagrath had a gentle soul down underneath all that.
I don't think this was written by Jagrath.
I don't think this is Jagrath. No, perhaps it was, and we didn't give him a big enough chance.
No, it's
well, he
probably
started
it's
it truly.
probably your
So.
nymph, your commander's nymph love.
What was that place name you just said?
The Tarn?
No,
White
no,
Willow?
the other one. White Willow, yeah. Hold on a sec. Jakardros makes his way to the south, opens up a door and enters some other room, rustles around in there for a bit, and comes out with a big map of the area. that he brings back to the table and kind of lays out. Let's see.
Oh, hey, look. It's a map.
So you guys are up at Fort Rannoch.
Mm-hmm.
Over here-ish. Turtleback Ferry is down to the south. So your path here went kind of up, across the Skull River. You started making your way up towards Fort Rannoch. You got distracted at the Grawl Farm. Continue making your way up north to Fort Rannoch. So that's where you are now.
Nice.
Something like that. He points at the map. White Willow Grove. That can only be in the Shimmer Glens. And he points, kind of circles an area on the map. White Willow Grove's right around there.
Who was your commander here up until the ogres attacked?
Larmatar Baden. He was a good man. He was firm with the other rangers, but had a soft spot too.
Apparently.
Yeah. Caven looks a little bit sheepish. I said earlier, but I knew about his little outings to see his girlfriend.
Oh, I do recall you saying that.
Do we know what happened to the commander, specifically?
I don't know what happened to him exactly, but
He was gone during the invasion, yes?
Yeah, I was told to. I was told that that the attack would happen when he was away, so I just had to give Lucretia one of the times where he'd be out, and that's what happened.
He's not returned, which means he's probably been kept in some manner, probably by the same snake lady that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Well, Caven, if nothing else, when you betray somebody, do it right. Just try not to do it again.
As a result, we might know which way she's headed. It's a lead.
Do you think she'd be heading that way?
If she has allies there. If she was responsible for the commander being seduced by this nymph as part of her scheme to get the fort, she might have an ally there.
I don't think that she's responsible for him getting seduced by the nymph.
Yeah,
I think the nymph, this was happening beforehand, and Caven was reporting on it happening, which is when she knew when to strike.
Fair.
Yeah, the commander's
said,
been going out on those long walks for months, years now.
She plays a long game, so it's possible.
She does.
But
I think if she was doing something, it would have been to keep him away, not to entice him in the first place. She's an opportunist.
Yeah. And while we're at it, let's open the bag and pull the contents of Lucretia's desk out and go through those now.
All the papers. Ugh.
Okay, yeah, you fling all the papers onto the desk and start sorting through them.
Oh,
The group.
Not just the papers, but the drawers.
Yeah, I mean it's mostly just parchment and stuff inside the drawers, some ink pens and whatnot.
Hey, now we have a writing kit. So
Oh, hey, we can
Yeah.
write stuff now.
If anyone wants a writing kit, I think Asher already had one, but you can certainly get a new writing kit out of this,
Nice.
as well as some parchment and ink pens and stuff, a few wax seals. Though the wax seals, there's like some wax and some 7-pointed star seals.
That's definitely not what I want to be signing my papers with, so we'll pass on the wax seal.
So there's a lot of these are documents from seemingly from the Paradise. There are a lot of just kind of bills and bookings and records of transactions on the boat. In particular, I guess everybody roll perception.
Perception. Let's see what that turns out to be. That's only a 24 for, or excuse me, a 29 for Greshy.
I have a 36.
Nice, Asher.
24 for me.
Okay, so as you guys are sifting through all these papers, Asher, you find a rather long scroll that's been kind of folded up. As you unravel it, it's a long list of names, and at the top, it reads, "Those who have agreed to give their greed for the master's need."
Nice. The boat buddies. Why
And
do
if
the
you-
names matter?
Well, if you look down the list, you find Caven's name,
There's Caven.
but there's certainly a lot more names on this list than just Caven.
Hey, Caven, you're on this list.
Actually, now that I'm curious about this, are there any other names on this list that are black arrows,
Or that we know.
or that are here, for example? Do we need to
That are
talk
here?
to anybody here about the dangers of gambling with strange snake ladies?
You run through this list, and
The first name on the list is Greshy.
yeah, oops.
Gee, you're on this list too.
Oh, look at that!
Must be a cool
When
party.
did this happen? Oh,
the
I mean,
the other rangers recognize a few of the names on the list, but none of them are rangers that are with you now.
okay. Well, may their souls rest in peace instead of feeding these, whatever the fuck this thing is.
You also find a good deal of letters between Lucretia and Zanisha, or they're like letters from Zanisha.
Mhm.
The long and short of it is they're her half of the correspondence about their plans with Magnamar and collecting souls, is how Zanisha puts it, and that she says that she's managed to work her way into the good graces of a particular justice, and are working with his. She implies that she's taken over his little cult, and have put them to work rather than killing mindlessly. She set them to the path to helping their master, and she also interestingly mentions there's a few mentions of Foxglove as well, and how she's recruited someone new to expand her reach out to some of the towns to the north, such as Sandpoint. As well as, if you go even further back, there's mention of a particularly angry young woman, Nualia,
Oh,
who she has was keeping under her wing for some time in Magnamar, and though she has been touched by wrath and hatred, she seems to think that Nualia can be turned toward the path of greed, and plans to use her. Says that she's a bit too rowdy to control, and is testing her with a little seed of an idea that she's got to kill a great deal of people in Sandpoint. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of all those letters.
Go us climbing that ladder.
We need to go
You know
back to
all this.
Turtleback Ferry.
Yeah, seems like. Probably in the morning.
Aye. First thing in the morning. Anyone here on this list is in danger. We need to find them.
Were these people... And I'll ask Caven if he recognizes the list from being on the ship, because he was there, right?
Yes, he says that he was a frequent visitor and spent enough of his Black Arrow income that he got into Lucretia's good graces and got into the...
Are these like signatures, or were they all written by the same person?
These were all written by the same person in the same kind of flowery handwriting.
Okay.
Or does he recognize a lot of these people from being on the ship?
Yes, he can definitely point out a few names that he recognizes as people who were on the ship. I think these are all VIP club members. We had to get the... he kind of rolls up his sleeve. Everybody I know on the list they're all VIPs like me. They've got the mark.
So...
They had a tattoo artist there on the ship who would inscribe it on you. It was kind of like a cool membership.
Interesting. I figure everyone on this list is about as in danger as Caven is right now. I assume most of them died in the shipwreck.
There's lots of names on this list.
It's a big ship.
It is a big ship, but I'd like to be sure.
How many names are on the list in total?
There's enough names to... Let's see, I could probably tell you the full...
Just keep listing them off. Just go through one by one.
I try
Daniel
and read all
Fredrickson.
the names.
Yeah, you can just make up names, that's fine.
Avernaster. Deborah Lower.
There's a good...
Slappy bat.
200 and... no, there's like 300 to 400 names on this list.
300 to 400.
A good... At least half of them are from Turtleback Ferry. Others seem to be from neighboring areas such as Bitter Hollow or Pendaka to the south.
Are they signed with where they're from?
Yeah, there's like some brief... there's like age, gender, and...
Wow. Okay.
It's like age, gender, residence, or like town of residence, and like how much money they've bet total at the
So
establishment.
curiosity. One, do you propose we go to every place these people are from and do something to protect them? And two, what's saying if we go there anyone will believe us? How do you intend to protect people in different towns?
Well, first we go down to... I would assume Turtleback Ferry has a mayor of some sort? Someone in charge?
Yeah,
We have a list of names. They can deal with it themselves once we give them the information.
Yeah, but what about the other places these people are from?
We'll have to work on that afterward.
It comes from the local mayor, and if they have some evidence to back it up, they might believe.
But then the second
And
part is,
Gunn-
how do you protect these people?
And I know the mayor.
Yeah.
I met him while we were there.
Well,
He's
the
also-
other way of how do we protect them is by warning them to begin with. These tattoos may not be permanent, they might be removable. Magic or otherwise, they can often be dispelled or in some manner rendered inert. And I'd rather do something than nothing. There's a lot of innocent people here. People who didn't know better. People who were dumb.
Yeah. Is there anything else magical in the contents of the desk? Can we maybe ping? I assume the list itself is not like enchanted in any way. Or...
No, the list is not enchanted in any way. I don't believe there's anything else of note. Let me confirm real quick. By real quick, I mean real
Asher,
slow.
If you can find the snake lady this afternoon, then I'm not in nearly the kind of rush, but
Mm-hmm.
if you can't, then we need to at least warn them.
But yeah,
Then we
that's
can
my
finish tracking
thing.
her
Is
down.
like in Magnamar, you protect people by, you killed the judge. So here you protect people by killing the source of the problem. But you're right, we have to find the source of the problem.
Aye. And if you find her, then let us know.
Yeah.
We'll come down and we'll take care of it.
Find her sneaky trail.
If you find her snaky trail, I'm ready to take that down. I'm just a bit nervous about leaving them unawares.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that seems to be all you find of interest in the stuff that
Okay.
was in the drawers.
Well, Asher, if you and Shalala do go ranging, focus on the side heading towards the Shimmer Glens, maybe.
Yeah, instead of
Right.
north.
Yeah,
Aye.
it's more likely that she'll be heading that way then.
I'm not sure she's going to the Storval Deep.
What?
That's what's north.
Oh, the store of all deep. All right.
the
Yeah,
Storval Deep.
Storval Deep's
Nothing.
big lake, massive lake, like a reservoir.
Yeah. I suppose
will
based
go
on what
south.
we know about her, she does seem to prefer the finer things, so she's likely gonna stay near civilization too.
Maybe she's really crappy in the woods and swearing a lot. About
I
how
hope so.
there's twigs
I hope
in
she's
her
miserable.
hair.
Cut to Lucretia, just like running in the woods in the rain, trips and like breaks a heel.
Just swearing up a storm.
Cut back to the party.
I'm sure she's fine.
The woods, you say?
Well,
That
seems like the best lead we've got so far. We don't really know where she's going. There's a chance she went over to the Shimmer Glens, or at least maybe that's where Baden's at, unless they got him first.
We could, if we can take her, if we go ahead and if we can't find her, if we do find her, we're set for a little bit. If we can't find her, then we can head to Turtleback Ferry, warn them, are at it, make our way over to Bitter Hollow, and then make our way through the Shimmer Glens to try and see if we can locate any sort of sign of Baden. At that point, maybe we can find her there if she happened to have gone that direction. And if not, then we can still make our way further south to Pandaka and let them know as well to be on the lookout for any sort of snake ladies and mysterious sorts of murders and that sort of thing.
Bitter Hollow was like the second place people are from, right?
Aye.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also send like some black arrows to Bitter Hollow at the same time as we go to Turtleback Bay
well,
and have two different.
they're gonna
Quickly.
be left with 11 men here holding the fort. And granted that the
Well.
ogres are probably not gonna attack again
Right
then
away.
right away if they're as
Would it be
demoralized.
better if we just took all the black arrows with us? Not necessarily with us, but we send some south to Pandaka, we send some over to Bitter Hollow, we make our way to Turtleback Ferry, and then we regroup in a few days back here at Fort Rannoch. They can also do supply runs while they're at it, pick up some extra gear, extra food to try and to bring back, that sort of thing. I don't
Yeah, we
feel
could use
great
some
about-
tools and food. That'd be a good
Suppose you're right
idea.
about that.
Just in case if they do come back, then they come back and it's a mess at that point. But at least we know that there's no black arrows already captured at that point if there's nobody here to capture.
Mhm. Well,
Because
how much of a skeleton crew? could we
This is a
leave?
skeleton crew.
Could we leave 3 men? Or would it
I
make
was
sense
saying-
to bring everybody?
I was saying take everyone. Just split them up in half, send half to Bitter Hollows and half to Pandaka. We'll take care of Turtleback Ferry since you have the relationship with the mayor there, and then we'll make our way over to the Shimmer Glens. They can either meet up with us there, or they can make their way back to Fort Rannoch with their supplies.
I
feel
figure
like-
if the guy is in the Shimmering Glen, that will add more people to go back to Fort Rannoch.
Yeah, I feel like leaving a couple of men here to at least keep the gates shut and, right or come telling us if anyone comes to call.
We'll just leave Vale here. He's a big fella. He can handle it.
At least they have an escape route now in the back.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I'm gonna fight a bunch of ogres again, but I can certainly lay low if that happens.
Just don't get caught. You wouldn't like it.
Nah, I'm not gonna get caught again.
Vale and two of the troops, maybe. We'll bring Caven and Jakardros and the other six men can head towards Turtleback Ferry and Bitter Hollow. Probably just all to Turtleback. I don't know. Is there a road to Bitter Hollow from here, or?
Is there actual path there? Let me check. I believe so. There's kind of a loose trail through the woods. Most people just take the ferry from Turtleback to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see.
Okay, well.
No, there's a path that goes along the south end of the river, like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Basically, a trail like that, and another trail that goes south to Pendaka, like that.
Well,
okay.
Let's all make our way to Turtleback Ferry tomorrow then.
To Turtleback Ferry, yeah.
Aye. Then we'll just split up and they can make their way to the different cities. We'll just head straight to the Shimmerglens. Track her down. That, of course, being if Asher and Shalelu can't just find Lucretia right now.
Right.
That'd make life a lot easier if you can do it, Asher.
I'll try my best.
Well, we'll give it a
I'm
shot.
only a small ranger.
You're taller than I am. I don't know how small you think you are.
My brain is small. Ash doesn't say that.
Asher mutters it under his breath as he...
Yeah, I'm like, is it my... I can do it. Gives himself a pep talk.
And you're a ranger of very little brain.
Well, if Asher and I work together, I'm sure we can... If she's anywhere nearby, I'm sure we can find her.
Well, ranger time.
All right. Let's go. She says. She gets up. Are you going to be okay with the egg gun?
Yes. Where is the egg? Is it survived?
Yeah, it's just I left it down in the main hall.
We should probably get ourselves set up in the barracks and get a fire going.
To eat the
Keep
egg.
everything warm.
Oh.
Hey.
Well, I mean, the eagles are sort of the symbol of Fort Rannoch. At least one of them can survive. I think that will be like
Symbolic?
Yes, a positive sign.
Well, it's not dead yet. Good luck, friend. And she taps you on the shoulder as she makes her way past you. Okay.
I believe the word you're looking for is symbolism.
It's the symbolism.
What's the symbolism.
Hey, people get my reference. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so Asher, you and Shalelu go out to go range to see if you can find her.
Range around.
Okay, I guess Shalelu will give an assistance, an aid on this. I guess you can both set her, if you want, you can set her as your hunt target, or hunt prey.
Yeah. She's never stopped being my hunt prey.
He hasn't said, can you do that without
Oh,
seeing
that's
her?
true.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, as long as you know who she is or are aware of her.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you can hunt prey, you just need to, like, know who they are, or you need to, like, see some tracks of them. You have to be able to, like, call out a specific creature, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, I think okay, so she will aid you with some survival. Where's her bonus? Bam! Yeah, you get a +2 from your aid.
So now I have a +4. Oh boy! Hey, 33
Wow.
+4, 37?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
7. Okay. So, this is going to take you guys, like, the rest of the evening to do.
That's fine.
But you head out into the woods, combing around, you set, like, a good perimeter, you start checking. You find a lot of signs of ogres fleeing out into the Kriegwood. But interestingly, a number of them seem to be fleeing up north, further up the mountains, further up into the mountains. And eventually, as luck would have it, you do find a small glen with a little small clearing, a single stone, large stone kind of sitting there, and what looks like a big snaky track through the mud.
Whereabouts was that?
You find that, let's see, put that. So you're only kind of checking around within a mile, basically, which is like a hex. So it happens to be in this, the hex, like, directly, like, there, to the northeast.
Interesting.
Able to, yeah, so that's sort of snaky trail. So you find this around there, and you're able to follow the tracks a bit northwards, like so, like so, like so, and you kind of lose them as you get up into the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so she is going north. How interesting.
We put the tamper in changing our plans then if we're chasing her down.
At some point, they switch from being the kind of snaky body to being footsteps, and that's around where you lose her tracks around after she switches to footsteps.
Less snass, more ass.
Yes. Yeah, it's her
That's
regular
pretty far
ass print
north.
dragging through the mud.
Just ass prints.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty far north to go all the way north and then secretly double back. So I guess she's going north. Towards Hook Mountain? Over there.
That's what
is
it
Hook
seems
Mountain a
like.
mountain? Or is
Yeah, it's like the biggest mountain in the area.
I'm just gonna climb Hook Mountain and jump off. That'd be beautiful.
Well, maybe we could ask the rangers if they know anything about Hook Mountain itself.
Alright, well I guess we should go back since I lost
Yeah, it's
the
getting
trail.
late. Well, we have some information, and two of you make your way back. And as you do, it's kind of quiet, I guess, for a while. And eventually Shalalo kind of like, so, Asher? How do you know Jakartros?
Oh! I didn't... we know each other, that's right. So that's a long story. It turns out that he's my dad, which I guess I knew, but I didn't know he was alive. But then I came here and he was alive. Guess he's still my dad. Not that he would be not my dad. If he was dead, Asher just starts to ramble. Like, off.
she kind of like grabs you by both shoulders. Is like, it's okay. Sorry, I just he's sort of my dad too, I guess.
So I heard.
It's a bit of a long story, but it's more like he fell in love with my mother, and they were a thing for a while. And my mother got killed by a dragon, and he wasn't there, and I blamed him for a while, and yada yada yada, and now we're today. I don't know.
Well, that's more we have in common, I guess. Apparently, I've learned my mom was killed by a dragon. And he wasn't there either. Isn't that strange?
Next thing you know, it'll be the same dragon. I don't know whether to believe him or not.
I don't know. It's weird to tell a story like that.
Either there's a dragon that really has it in for him, personally, or he just uses the same story with every...
The dragon died.
Basically, either he's a real huge asshole, or there's a dragon after him. The dragon's not done yet.
So in my case, he left, and then for like 10 years, like a decade before a dragon killed my mom. So unless there was just some strange accident, it seems weird to make up a story like that.
Well, do you know the name of the dragon that killed your mom?
Fuck, he didn't tell me the name. I barely even knew it was a dragon. But apparently, it's an undead dragon that he's killed before, and it came back to life. The story seems kind of fuzzy.
Well, the dragon that killed my mother was... Oh, his name was Razorhorn.
I mean, not awe. Razorhorn.
Ominous thunder struck right when you... right before you said it. Just missed it.
Yeah, whoops. I have control over this. I could make it happen a little bit more ominously, I suppose.
Razorhorn.
How did you figure out his name was Razorhorn?
Well, both Razorhorn and his mother had been terrorizing our village for a long time. He used to live in Crying Leaf to the north of Sandpoint. It's part of the elf commune there.
Okay.
Everyone thought that, well, Jakardros was the one who helped kill Razorhorn in the first place. So we thought, but when he came back a few years later, my mother was dead and Jakardros ran away. I left not too long after that. I never really found out what happened to the dragon.
Do you think he's still up there by Sandpoint?
Possibly. I haven't heard any rumors of him of late. That's kind of why I still hang out in the Sandpoint hinterlands.
Are you looking to kill the dragon?
I was looking to kill the dragon, yeah. Then I heard that Jakardros might be here, and maybe I changed targets a little bit.
Are you gonna kill Jakardros?
I thought he was at fault for killing my mother, but now I'm not really so sure.
I see. Well, I mean, coming all the way out here to come and kill a dude in a fort filled with other dudes, that's pretty ballsy.
Look,
I'm impressed.
Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not like a murderer. I don't know. I was just so angry. When I heard that there might be trouble up here, I thought it might be my last chance to, I don't know, get even with my father, talk to my father. I don't know. I don't even know why I call him my father. It's stupid.
Is he actually your dad, or is he your stepdad?
I guess you humans use step to mean... Yeah, I guess he's more of a stepdad. But he was with us for so long, I looked up to him, you know? He made my mom so happy, and when he left, just kind of kicks a rock as the two of you are walking down the trail.
No, it's okay. I didn't know him very well. I was a baby. My mom was pretty cool. She taught me all my ranger stuff. She would go hunting. That's the cool stuff she would do. She was very independent, you know? we didn't really see much of other people.
Well, she seems a lot like you.
Ah, that's very nice. We are very similar. I learned everything. Well, and he pauses. I guess not everything, but I learned most of my early stuff from her.
She didn't teach me about sawmills.
She didn't teach you about sawmills. That's true. Most of my knowledge from sawmills just comes from my severe interest in sawmills. Would you like to know more about sawmills, Julia?
Sure, I guess I
'Cause
don't know that much about them. Just the one in Sandpoint. Yeah. And eventually, with the discussion of sawmills for the rest of your travel back, you return to Fort Rannoch.
And that's how they cut the logs up to make wood planks.
I see, but then what's the purpose of the flume exactly?
That's a good question that Asher would know, but not the person who plays Asher.
So yeah, you
It
guys,
just shoots the
you guys are getting into it as you arrive. Yeah, does anybody want to do any? Well, I guess you have some. Somebody at the one of the watches at the tower hails you as you come in, blows the horn to signal your arrival.
I've always wanted a horn blown for me.
You make your way back inside into the nice warm room, or warm castle, I guess, as it's now warmed by nice little fires. And I guess your compatriots return, or I guess you all reassemble back at the command station to figure out what you've learned.
If we finish with most of the cleanup, I'd also like to take a quick hike up to the Eyrie that I only got to visit for 1 minute earlier. Maybe
Oh, sure. Yeah.
out.
While that's while Asher and Shalelu then are out, you can go up to the Eyrie. If Greshy can go as well if he wants.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll invite him.
Come up and help out.
It's also pretty messy up there.
Ah, right. The parts.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of rubble blocking the path up to the Eyrie. You guys didn't really see it because you didn't try to go from the actual walking path, but the stone staircase is blocked. So it takes a little bit of time to. It takes like 30 minutes or so to like unblock that by moving the rubble out of the way. Could I speed that
up with my lifting belt that can just let me like heave rocks?
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, that probably turns it to like 10 minutes instead. You just hulk out and throw boulders and wreckage out of the way to clear the way, and then you make the hike up to the Eagle Eyrie up on the cliffside. And there, you see the array of nests, mostly just, feathers and broken eggs, or eggs that still remain but have rotted.
Is there anything we can do to... I guess there are no dead eagles up here.
No.
We're
the eagles the eagles all seem to die at Fort Rannoch.
Yeah, defending the fort.
Yeah.
Well, we can still clean up here a bit. As well, depending on how we want to. I don't know how long this egg is going to take to hatch. Might be a few weeks, might be a few days. I'm not sure. I'm not as familiar with them. But if we bring some feathers along, it might.
Yep, or
be
even
good
a
for
whole
packing
nest.
We could bring a whole nest, something to help carry it.
Bringing a whole nest down.
Sure.
If there's a small one we can carry, or I can just.
They're pretty big. Because
they're probably as big as I am, if not bigger.
Yeah, they're probably as big as Phelan. They're pretty massive nests.
Could one fit in the bag of holding?
I don't know how you'd get it in there.
Not really intact, no. You could certainly take, you could like pull some pieces off of these nests to kind of like build your own later.
That's more
yeah,
what I was thinking is
Okay.
Because these,
we can assemble something.
yeah, the individual egg is like quite large, and
Right.
each of these nests probably had room for like 3 or 4 eggs, and they're kind of they're pretty large. They're meant for a large creature to be sitting on top of them.
Well, if I could use the lifting belt, I would, but sounds like it's even then going to be too much because that only lets you carry 8 bulk.
Yeah, if they also probably wouldn't be stable enough for you to lift like that.
How many
They're not,
pieces?
like,
How many pieces would I have to break it down into to get it into the bag of holding? Like quarters?
probably more than that. It's a lot of like loose
All right.
pieces, so you're just kind of pulling off a bunch of
Then
branches.
let's
and stuff.
just grab a bunch of the filling from one. We'll make our own.
Any of the down and feathers.
Yeah, they should be like lined with
Yeah,
something, right?
yeah.
Maybe we can just grab the lining.
Okay. So you try to find one of the nests that's kind of tucked under an outcropping, so it's a little less damp than the others, and
Take a knife
to
out and
removing
kind of
some
cut
of the
away a whole
yeah,
layer.
cut
from
away some of the
inside.
some of the it's kind of like this, almost like a carpet of stuff. It's probably a mix of like feathers,
That's
feces, saliva, that have all been kind of slurried together into one kind of mat.
Delicious.
Yep. Birds are great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sounds like the best option. Then cut that carpet out, roll it up.
Okay.
Heave it down the mountain. I mean, haul it down the mountain, not like chuck it off.
Sure.
I mean, you could. It'd be the faster way down. Depends on how intact you're looking for.
Okay. Yeah, you haul it back down the staircase back to the fort. What would you like to
Get
do?
everything arranged. I'll take.
Do you want me to have
some of the-
Phelan sit on your egg? Would that be helpful?
Oh, I suppose we'd take some beds from and like some of the mattresses from the old barracks if they've not been totally smashed up.
Yeah, surprisingly,
Yeah.
a lot of the rooms haven't really been occupied, presumably because the doorways were kind of a little bit too small and awkward for the ogres to fit through. So a lot of the beds are mostly intact. So you're able to find a few mattresses and pull them together and throw some
Put a couple
blankets
of those
on.
together. Throw the blankets on. Throw the carpet on that and set the egg on. And if
Yep.
there's a fireplace in that room, we'll stoke that up.
Yep, you can you get that going. So you got a little nice incubation room for the egg going.
Cool.
Okay, and then after some time, Asher and you hear the horn for Asher and Shalalu's arrival, and make your way up to the war room to greet them.
Did you find her?
I found her trail.
I mean,
it
that's
is
good.
going in the way that I thought it would be. It's going north. Looks like it's going towards Hook Mountain in the north, actually.
Oak Mountain.
Oak Mountain. Why'd she be going up there?
That is where the ogres are from, right?
Well, a lot of the ogres are from here in the Kriegwood. That's why they call them the Kriegs. But they're usually a little bit too... I don't know. They usually fight amongst themselves too much to be much of a bother. And normally the rangers here are able to keep them in check and push them more towards the northern side of things. If they're all the way up in Hook Mountain, maybe they've got some kind of base up there? It's
Yep.
Going to
possible
regroup.
Seems likely.
Something tells me that Jagrath wasn't their leader.
You think so?
Well, he was enough of a leader to disband them when it turned out he was dead, but
Maybe he was their champion
mhm.
rather than their king.
Yeah, they were following him long enough to take the fort, but there's got to be something else behind this.
Karzug.
Karzug.
May Karzug's reigns bless you all. That's what she said she left. The reigns of Karzug's love.
Maybe she's going
Does
to see
that
this
ring any
Karzug guy?
Bells for me?
For you? No. Like I said, I may have mentioned the name earlier in the adventure. If so, if you've got the notes for it, you can recall it that way. Otherwise, no, you haven't heard of it.
I mean, if we're doing the math,
And all the rangers look at you like, meh.
he'd have something to do with greed, wouldn't he?
I assume if no one's heard of it, it can't be like a religious figure or an occult figure.
No, but we had the Runelord of Wrath. That's the tomb we went into in Sandpoint. And then there was, I'm assuming, a Runelord of Greed. The same thing with the Sahedron, the seven-pointed star thing.
Could be. That's who she was talking about.
Yeah, it could just be a figure and not an actual person.
But they're all dead, right?
Or
She
they're
worshiping a dead guy?
She might be trying to resurrect him or something. They always
Isn't
do that.
everyone worshipping
Seems-
a dead guy?
Depends on who you worship.
You know, bring your
But-
dead god back to life. He'll give you all the rewards you can handle. Blah blah blah.
Are these those
Typical.
Shalelu thinks? Oh, is this like those weird ruins that we saw in the bottom of Thistletop?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Aye. And if that's
Those
what's
are-
going on here, then I think we do still need to go back and warn the people at Titterback Ferry and Bitter Hollow and such.
Have you talked to Broderick Quink about this yet?
We haven't been back to
God.
Sandpoint in, what, a month?
Maybe more.
I would love to talk to him, but he's not nearby, and I don't know how much time we have.
Well, if you ever end up back in Sandpoint, maybe he's the one to talk to. He's the one who knows about all this weird Thessalonian stuff.
Aye, that he does.
Maybe that's where we'll head after we figure all this
Ooh,
crap out.
Remember when we found that room with the talking ghost?
Aye. Do you think that
Who
was...
was that?
We never figured out what he was saying, did we?
No, I didn't
We
speak
have-
whatever he was speaking.
Didn't we?
Thessalonian, wasn't it?
Did we learn
Didn't
the?
we use the scroll of comprehend languages?
Did we?
Be honest, it's
Shal-
been a long time. I don't remember.
Did
We
he
might have.
say?
We'll have to go-
Shalelu's like thinking to herself, I don't remember, did we? I wish I wrote it down.
Same. I also wish I wrote it down. Shalelu. I
I'll,
probably didn't throw it away.
I'll try to remember later.
Yeah.
I could scroll up through my copious notes if you'd really like me to. Hold on just a moment here. Let me
Greshy,
see.
use your mind palace.
Let's... That's what this is.
Greshy takes some time to meditate.
Let's see. Going back. I don't have it right here, so
We'll find out later.
Well, let's all think about it. Maybe we'll remember something. But for now, I don't know if does this change our plan?
Maybe
I don't
we
think so.
Sleep on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
gotta-
think we
We
still
gotta
have
choose
to-
between the Shimmer Glens and the
Hook Mountain.
Hook Mountain. Shimmer Glen's first is and recruiting more wardens here for the fort is probably going to be the first priority, I think.
Yeah, if the captain's out there in the Shimmerglands, it would be nice to save him.
We'll have the captain back.
Well, we're not going to get anywhere just thinking about it all night. I'm going to go to bed. And Jakardros gets up. Kib, come on.
Good idea.
And Kib
Okay.
walks up to him, and the two of them
Very well.
exit the room.
I should have had an animal companion. I'm a fool.
You can still retrain, I suppose, but
Darn.
we'll just
Must
kidnap
retrain
Kib,
everything.
and Kib will be your best friend now.
I would be Kip's friend. I'm already Kip's friend.
All right, well, I suppose we'll go to bed. I do think we'll head back to Turtleback Ferry for now.
At least for
We-
food supplies.
If for nothing else, but I do want to warn them, just in case. I don't know what she's planning, but while chasing her down might be the best way to put an end to it, there's a part of me that worries that we'd be just walking into an ambush we're not
And I
prepared for.
mean, if the mayor's stuff also goes well, they could probably send people to Bitter Hollow and Hindaka
Mm-hmm.
officials.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so you all find some rooms within the keep, make your beds for the evening, and rest up for the night.
Mhm.
Okay, so the day changes over. It's no longer Oath Day, Neth the 7th. It is now Fire Day, Neth the 8th. So November 8th, basically. 4707 AR. The longest day is now over. I wonder if it's the longest day we've... No, probably not. Anyway.
I don't think so.
So in the morning, you all get up. Shifts have been rotating through the nameless guards, or nameless arrows, all night. And when you get up in the morning, Shalelu's already gone out ranging with a few of the black arrows to find a little bit of food. So there's like a meager breakfast ready when you guys wake up. It's pretty simple. It's just some meat, some foraged food, that's basically it. Some berries and nuts and stuff. And then I guess you're all making your way back to... what would you guys like to do? You have an assembled group of people. It's still raining, just like it is every day.
I think we're heading down to Turtleback Ferry.
Yeah, we'll ask Vale and two of the Black Arrows to stay here, saying we'll be back in a couple of days with supplies and hopefully with some backup to help man the fort.
All right. We got your back, Gunn. You leaving the egg here, or...?
Feels like we have to.
It is
Should
the
be-
halfway point.
should be-
Sir, I'm quite good at taking care of eggs, sir. I can handle it. Says one of the arrows. I used to be on egg duty all the time, sir.
Was that a thing?
Yes, sir. Sometimes the eagles would need us to stay behind and look after their young while we went out ranging, sir.
Oh. Well, that makes sense, and it's okay. I'm convinced.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
that's for the
I'll
best.
take good care of it. You won't be disappointed, sir. And
Awesome.
he runs off to go take care of the egg. Okay, so you're leaving, was that 2 arrows plus Vale behind
Mm-hmm.
at Fort Rannoch? And making your way south?
That leaves us and like
Sort
10
of
other
a ferry.
people.
Yep. As you all make your way in a big old group towards Turtleback Ferry. And so you kind of pass along the Let's give you guys a new root color. We'll be purple. So this time you guys take the kind of actual path. Back down along the mountain, across Skull River, and back towards Turtleback Ferry. Like that. And as you get to... So rain's still pouring down hard the whole time. As you guys reach the riverbed around here, as you get closer to the riverbed, you hear this kind of gushing sound. The river is running fast, real fast. And as you approach, you can see it's overflowing. A lot.
From the rain.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the rain, says Shalelu.
Uh-oh.
That's a lot more than it was before. And
Oh boy.
Is it coming the wrong way from the from the lake up?
no, it's flowing down.
Okay.
It's flowing down from Storval Deep into Clay Bottom Lake.
Tarzog's love.
Is it like a dam broke?
Yeah, I guess they might be talking about literal rain there after all.
I think we should hurry then. And Shalelu starts running to the south.
Agreed. Let's do that.
Okay, you all start running southwards towards the town at full speed. And as you arrive, you can see the floodwaters rushing through the town. Now it's...
Woo.
School
Oh,
river.
geez.
Oh dear. Oh no.
So, when you guys came here last time, the river was not halfway over the city, but it is now. You all arrive at the northern end of town. I guess Shalelu and the others are supposed to be here with you, so I will add them in. But as you run into town, you hear people screaming. There's panic. Everyone's running around. Women and children are crying. Men are crying. Everybody's crying as the rains pour down and the river just gushes through the buildings. You can see the buildings are still tall enough to be higher than the floodwaters, but they're definitely the water's coming in fast. You can see people, just running away from the water, screaming out for help. And I think that is actually where we will end for tonight.
Haha. Well, maybe if they stopped crying, it wouldn't be so wet.
Perhaps. So yeah, that'll do it for today. That is it for this episode of Third Action. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. As we follow up some clues left behind by the bad guys. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So next week we should be back to Tuesday, I think, for next week. Is that correct? Yeah, check us out, Third Action Show on Twitter. We're on YouTube. I think we're getting close to the number of subscribers we need to actually have a YouTube link instead of just a string of random characters. So that'll be nice. Then I can say youtube.com/something. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe please. Ring the bell. Flip the middle finger at us. I don't know. Do something.
What platform is that?
I don't know.
Switch.
Yeah, turn the dials, pull the levers. You got this. I believe in you. Yeah, that's it. That's it for tonight. Good night, everybody. Thanks for playing.
Good night.